What's up, Internet? Brandon here.
With Jimmy.
And we have some more trailer trash talk. And this one I've been waiting to see because the first two movies were great.
It's rare that a horror film takes me by surprise because you hear, oh, a great horror film came out. Like, yeah,
And you know
whatever.
it's going to be hit or miss.
And then I'm like, oh my God, they were right.
Not only were they right, they were right twice.
Yeah.
Because both X and Pearl were outstanding.
Yeah.
And now
Very
we're
enjoyable.
getting MaXXXine.
MaXXXine.
So yeah, let's watch the trailer.
So, MaXXXine. Your agent tells us you're quite a popular name in adult film and entertainment. Is that correct?
I'm in.
I'm curious, did you always want to be in that line of work?
I always wanted to be famous.
If you need to read off the sides we gave you, just go ahead, all right?
I know the lines.
She turns to the camera and
Sorry, the
through
line's
her
in a
trauma,
photographic
addresses the lens directly.
Name 5 celebrities who got their start in horror movies.
Jamie Lee Curtis, John Travolta, Demi Moore, Brooke Shields, and
MaXXXine fucking Minx.
I don't like working out here with that freaking Night Stalker guy in the loose.
The Night Stalker.
Night Stalker?
Night Stalker.
Terrorizing Los Angeles.
Oh.
Interesting.
I can handle myself.
Tying into real.
So said every bad girl in Hollywood.
MaXXXine, I'm the private detective. I had to find you. My employer is a very powerful man. The past.
Oh my
ain't
God.
Finished with you. They're just gonna keep knocking at your door.
Oh, they're visiting.
Tragically,
A lot.
another
I was like,
victim
what?
of the Night Stalker.
I knew 3 people who were murdered in 3 days. I'd be pretty scared. What are you hiding, MaXXXine?
Okay.
If I tell you something, we've got confidentiality.
What'd you do?
This is the defining role of your career. Whatever's going on in your life that's interfering with this picture, squash it.
Oh, wow.
I intend to.
MaXXXine.
MaXXXine.
You're a fucking movie star.
That's what I thought I saw.
Halsey, right?
Yeah. No, Giancarlo Esposito. That's like.
Okay.
First comment, where's the farm?
So that's excited for this movie.
Yes.
Something that I have a strong stance against is the depiction of actual murderers in any sort of appealing light whatsoever. They kind of started doing it with American Horror Story with Richard Ramirez, and that's all Ryan Murphy stuff. Like it's the same with like the Dahmer movie and stuff. Really not into any of that because those people were actual awful humans and should not be glorified or like. So I'm hoping that the Night Stalker references are just references and that we don't actually have somebody as Richard Ramirez in this movie. Other than that, super stoked for this. Looks interesting. And we're getting into 80s slasher stuff.
You and I differ.
Okay.
I love Mindhunter, where they have literal
Different
serial killers.
though, because they're not glorifying them. They're showing it as criminals. And like there's a big difference between Mindhunter and American Horror Story.
Okay.
Where
Then I still
Richard
love it.
Ramirez is
David
like
Berkowitz, Summer of Sam. I
Yeah.
was like, oh,
no,
great.
those were that Mindhunter's an amazing.
Then
show.
I don't understand where you're going with you
No,
don't
no.
like serial killers.
No, I love learning about serial killers. I don't like the depiction of them in a positive light.
Oh.
If you watch American Horror Story, there are 2 seasons where
I did
Richard
not. Okay.
Ramirez is a reoccurring character, and it's fucking gross to me
But
because
Dahmer wasn't glorifying him.
the movie. They just the movie
The
with
Netflix
Evan-
show, right?
It just felt like it was more. Let's understand where he was coming from, and it's like you don't need to understand where he's coming from. He was an awful person who did awful things.
That's true.
So I just don't want
And
to.
the one time I
like
won't
a
mention where he's
scene-
from.
God, Fubo in Ohio. Yeah.
Unfortunately, he was.
See, now you don't claim Ohio.
I didn't say it. You said it.
No, but like there's scenes where it's like there's heavy diet. Like Rich Ramirez is a character in the show.
I see what you're
And-
saying. I see what you're saying.
So like I
Humanizing
just didn't want a human. I don't want more humanization of that. If we're just getting references, I'm here for it.
And that's where I guess going back to the Summer of Sam and David Berkowitz, what was so cool about that was he was in the background. Yes, he was in it, but it was more the hysteria he created
yes, 100%.
in the summer of New York City back then. And I feel like that's kind of what we're getting here is the hysteria that was created.
Which I'm here for the
Yes.
vibe of that.
Yeah.
I just don't want that to be a
But that's what took me
reoccurring character.
shockingly. X took place on the farm.
Yeah.
Pearl took place on the farm. I don't know what I was expecting, but I was not expecting Hollywood
No.
in the 80s for
No.
the third. So it's
definite change.
and not that there weren't, because obviously in the original with Jenna Ortega, there was star power, but I was not expecting Kevin Bacon.
No.
I
or
can't remember.
Giancarlo Esposito.
Yeah, or Bobby.
Nope. We just saw the name. I don't remember it.
Caravel. I can't remember from Ant-Man.
Yeah.
I did not expect that at all. I was like, oh, we're just gonna get me a goth. I'm like, no, we got some star power in this.
Yeah.
I'm impressed. We're gonna be on Hollywood sets. Clearly, you see them with the Bates Motel.
For a
and all
second,
that.
I'm like, wait. I'm like, oh no, they're in Hollywood.
yeah,
that's-
it makes sense.
I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, she dreaming? No.
Yeah.
Obviously, we keep the porn star aspect that we had in X, the 1st
Mhm.
one. I honestly don't know what to say. I was very impressed. I hope it holds up to what the first two did.
Yeah, also, just a side note, with all of the type of films that A24 is exploring with right now, which are all very
Yep, yep,
good,
yep, yep.
am excited to see A24 horror.
Yeah.
Because man, those
they've-
horror movies are fucked up, and
They've gotten into the drama and all that. And that's
it's
great.
still great,
Cool, but
still awesome movies. But
It's cool.
I'm glad that they're still revisiting their roots.
Yeah.
And it was kind of cool that there was that moment, and they were like, "Who got their start from horror movies?" And it's like, "Yeah,
Yep.
embrace horror."
And that's another thing that I'm not a big fan of is revisiting the 80s because I grew up in there and people like glorified. I'm like, dude, I
That's
love
why,
it.
that's
It
why I
wasn't
hate
great.
everything about the '90s. I'm like, guys, it wasn't that great.
See?
I was there for it, and
But I feel like this is perfect for it. The other one that I talked about was the Killer, whatever, where they time traveled back to the 80s.
oh,
and it
that
was
was
like-
fun.
that was fun.
though.
So I think this fits
Totally
perfect.
killer.
Yeah. Fits perfect when it works. And I
Yeah.
feel like they're not using this as a gimmick to get me into it, but it's actual setting to make it make sense. And
Yes.
I'm down with that. Cool.
100%. I'm with you.
Can't wait.